So, yes, hello, good afternoon, everyone. So, welcome to the follow-up AGM of Baltic Horizon Fund. So, we are just welcoming some investors into the meeting for the voting and registering them for the vote. So, for the second AGM, for the first AGM, we needed 2/3 of all of the investors present in order for the quorum to be in place. For the second meeting, there is no such requirement. So the investors who are present, the majority needs to take a decision on the resolution. But let me just first go through the agenda. So the first quarter results and year-end results were presented quite thoroughly in the last AGM and as well in the quarterly meetings. So I'm not going to repeat that. One can easily find more detailed information. On the point agenda 1, I will probably just give latest information. I'm just thinking if I am audible.
Yes, you are.
I am, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, the latest information is that yeah, it's been 2 weeks, and I think most important question is how is our portfolio doing, and office segment is stable, and we do continuously see a recovery of turnovers in shopping centers, and so it's interesting to see that actually the visitor amounts are around 70–80% compared to 2019 figures, but the turnovers are practically at the same level than they were in 2019, and I guess this is due to several factors. One is that average purchases are bigger, but also that there's been some inflation in some of the prices as well seen over the past quarter, I would say. So that's good to see that continuously we're recovering, and it was also extensively discussed in the last AGM about Galleria and Europa, how we already have signed lease agreements to decrease the vacancy by autumn this year. Overall, of course, very volatile times in the economy and in the markets, and there's some expectation on the Euribor to rise, and the big debate is to what level. So is it going to be up until 1% because of the looming recession and the potential threats of higher interest rates to the economy, or is it going to be quite aggressive, higher than, let's say, 3 or 4%? So overall, Baltic Horizon is quite ready for any scenario. We have around 60% of our portfolio loans hedged, and so there will be no direct or immediate effect on our cost of debt. But second half of the year, we are looking into refinancing some of our office loans, and we'll see, if and what kind of hedges we will have for those loans. I think at the moment we have to be careful with cost of hedging and fixing it at a very high price, because it's absolutely volatile today. The good thing is that indications show that the cost of loans is the margins are still around 2 to 2.5%. And banking sector overall in the Baltics is in very good standing. But this is definitely a priority going forward for the second half of the year, getting the loans refinanced. And we have done already lots of preparations for it, but more details I can give probably in the semi-annual report review, second half of August, and what is going to be the real sort of real impact or real cost of debt going forward for Baltic Horizons for the coming years. Overall, I'm still quite optimistic that first of all we can refinance the current loans at similar rates, and also refinance the bond. Probably partly will be financed by cheaper bank loans. Currently the bond coupon is 4.25, so I don't expect too large of an impact on the cost of debt, but as I said, we will see that probably we will know that in August, September this year. So yes, going forward, Europa Shopping Center refurbishment has been finished, pretty much finished, and we have the opening planned. It's been a great, I think, achievement for to make this shopping center a more social and more living area. So definitely welcome everybody to visit it if you have the chance. Next up is Galleria Centers. One maybe thing to mention as an update is that we are in the process of selling one or two of our assets, and we think it's a good time to exit those assets to free up some cash, and also be ready for more let's say tougher times ahead. In case the financing market goes berserk and we'll have recession. So it's definitely something that we want to achieve at this point, sort of to have dry powder for any event that we will be faced with over the next 6 to 12 months. So more news hopefully on that during the summer. And then moving on to the second agenda point, which is, I think, a topic of interest for all of us, and that the reason that we have Euroclear and Nordea Finland terminating their business with the Baltics, and we have lost the link, or we are losing the link to Stockholm Stock Exchange. So far I can say that we have strong hopes that we can cooperate with a new partner and have a solution for our listing through Swedish depository notes, and that's a security or a solution that many international companies use in Sweden and funds. So yes, our link through Nordea Finland was quite unique and established at the end of 2016 with actually quite a lot of effort. But yes, we're hopeful that we have a solution, but there will be a separate announcement on that shortly. And we know the deadlines, so we're working towards solving this for our Swedish investors very quickly. That their units will remain to be listed in Stockholm and in SEC and not transferred to Tallinn Stock Exchange. So yes, there will be a separate announcement that on that hopefully in the coming days even. Then before moving on to the Q&A section, perhaps we have some participants also online, and maybe there's some questions on the fund or fund results or on the information provided at this point. So if not, then let's move on the third point of the agenda. And as I mentioned, we have thank you, Per, for the comment about the increased marketing and awareness campaigns of the fund. What I can say is that right now we had a marketing campaign in Estonia a couple of months ago, and now currently we do have the marketing campaign in Lithuania to do exactly that, to raise awareness of the fund and show that Baltic Horizon is a good option for retail investors to invest. And yes, Sweden will be also focused on, and hopefully when we get the listing issue sorted in Stockholm, then that is a time to also create awareness in Sweden. So then moving forward on the resolution, so our aim as the management board of the fund is to request for the establishment of the buyback program for Baltic Horizon Fund, and authorize Northern Horizon Capital's management board and under also service providers to acquire fund's own units and under the following conditions. So I will read on those conditions as they are very strictly to be met. The repurchases of units are executed either on Nasdaq Tallinn or Nasdaq Stockholm in accordance to the rules of Nasdaq Tallinn or Nasdaq Stockholm applicable and strictly in line with applicable legislation. The purpose of the repurchase program is to strengthen the capital structure of Baltic Horizon Fund by purchasing units at a price lower than the NAV of the unit at the time. Repurchases are made at the price level lower than NAV and probably much lower than the NAV of Baltic Horizon Fund unit at the time. Maximum of 10 million units may be repurchased during the period of 36 months, which is 3 years, starting from the 30th of June 2022, and for the maximum amount of 10 million euros. And the aggregate number of units purchased and held by Baltic Horizon Fund shall not exceed 10% of the total number of fund units at any time. Payment for the unit shall be made in cash, and the units held by Baltic Horizon Fund shall not grant any unit holder rights to the fund or to Northern Horizon Capital AS. And Northern Horizon Capital AS shall cancel the units purchased within 3 months after the repurchase. So meaning that if we are conducting this buyback, then we need to delete the units, And if we believe that this is for the strengthening of the capital structure of the fund, new units can be issued then later on in special unit offerings. So hereby, then let me just add a few more comments on the buyback program. That I would emphasize that this is for 3 years. This mandate, which we are requesting. So we're monitoring, of course, our own cash position and the ability to, at any given moment to buy back units, and we do have several restrictions on that applied by local legislation and limitation of how many units we can actually buy back on a daily basis. If I recall, that number is not more than 25% of the daily turnover, and so it will be a separate decision. And on also, having a partner who would actually do that. Last time when we did that several years ago, we worked with SEB Bank, who did the buyback execution on our behalf, and then based on the strict guidelines of the local legislation and financial supervisory authority. But yes, we believe that we need this tool in our toolbox, and in order to make sure that we have the best capital structure of the fund. So I don't know if there's any questions or comments on this before the voting. So if not, then I would distribute to the investors in the meeting the voting slips. We have a comment that from one of our investors, that excellent and timely initiative. Are you voting on? Yeah, on. Yeah. I think this covers also all the power of attorneys that I've received. So today we have present close to 14% of all votes. And all votes are in favor. Okay, so that means that the resolution is passed. and thank you very much. I think we will get this formalized, and there is still some discussions with the local FSA how to execute this, and with a partner. The timing starts from the 30th of June, and as I said, we don't have yet the plan, the detailed plan when to execute this, so it may not happen on day one, but we will monitor closely our financial position, and as well, how much we can use this use the cash that we have for buybacks. But as I mentioned as well, it's for a 3-year period, so we can also act with this decision passed much more quicker, and also in the future. So thank you very much.